Now, Brad, if you could just enlighten us as to what's happened this afternoon with the cancellation, or the postponement, rather, of the Ascot meeting.
Yes, a very serious situation has arisen there, Ian. We had a track gallop following the running of race 4 with Waterman's Bay and Lenience, and at about the 75 metre mark, Lenience has faltered in its action, it's blundered and dislodged its rider. The horse went down onto its nose. Stephen Parnham was dislodged. Fortunately, didn't sustain any serious injuries, but inspection was then conducted of the track by the stewards and senior riders, and two noticeable marks were quite apparent on the track. And looking at those, we couldn't guarantee that the meeting should proceed, given that we have 4 races to get through, and we couldn't say that horses would hold their footing through that area. So in the interest of safety, it was a safety first decision. We had no other option at the end of the day but to call the meeting off.
What was the breakdown for those that inspected the track? Were there some that were willing to keep racing on it, or was just maybe a majority of those?
Oh no, look, there was no hiding away from the fact that those marks were very apparent and quite long. So it was apparent that there was a serious issue there that we really couldn't get through.
Was this apparent before this meeting started, or is it just something that's just occurred in that track gallop?
No, it wasn't apparent earlier in the day. We've had those prior races without incident. So this was a very unusual incident, but a serious incident that hardly ever arises.
I know it's early, but we have 2 major races we still need to get to. Do you have any idea when those will be reinstated?
Look, I have spoken to the racing manager, David Hunter, very briefly. So that decision will need to be made. But look, obviously they're feature races. We do need to run those. So we'd be looking at holding those sometime through the week.
I know you're not a track manager. Would you have any idea when this problem could be corrected?
Look, I think it's too early to tell at this stage, Ian. It's a serious matter. It needs to be investigated fully, so we'll go through that process and get more information out as it comes along.
I really appreciate your time, Brad. It's an unfortunate situation. No one wants to see this, but thanks very much.
Thank you, Ian.